The world watched in horror as Russian missiles rained down on Poltava. This peaceful city in central Ukraine became the latest target in a brutal and unprovoked war. Two ballistic missiles, weapons of indiscriminate destruction, slammed into a military academy and a nearby hospital. The date, September 2nd, 2024, will forever be etched in the memory of Poltava, a grim reminder of the fragility of peace. The attack was swift and merciless. Explosions ripped through the city, sending shockwaves that shattered windows and shook buildings to their core. A plume of smoke and debris rose high into the sky, casting an eerie pall over the city. The sound of sirens pierced the air as emergency responders rushed to the scene, their faces grim as they confronted the scale of the devastation. The aftermath was a scene of utter chaos and despair. Buildings lay in ruins, reduced to piles of twisted metal and shattered concrete. Fires raged out of control, consuming everything in their path. The air was thick with the smell of smoke, dust, and the stench of death. Amidst the wreckage, the desperate search for survivors began. The human toll of the Poltava attack was catastrophic. At least 51 people were confirmed dead, their lives cut tragically short. Among the victims were young military cadets, their dreams of serving their country shattered by Russian aggression. Doctors, nurses, and patients at the hospital, seeking only to heal and be healed, also perished in the attack. Over 200 people were injured, many critically. They bear the physical and emotional scars of the attack, their lives forever altered by the trauma they endured. The wounded overwhelm local hospitals, their resources already stretched thin by the ongoing conflict. The cries of pain and anguish echo through the corridors, a haunting testament to the human cost of war. The attack on Poltava is a stark reminder that this war is not just about geopolitics or military strategy. It is a war waged on innocent civilians, men, women, and children, caught in the crossfire of a conflict they did not choose. Each life lost represents a shattered family, a community torn apart by grief and loss. In the wake of the Poltava attack, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the nation and the world. His voice trembled with a mixture of grief and anger as he condemned the attack as a barbaric act of terrorism and a crime against humanity. He vowed that Russia would be held accountable for its actions. Zelensky's message was not just one of condemnation, but also a desperate plea for help. He reiterated Ukraine's urgent need for enhanced air defense systems to protect its cities and its people from further Russian aggression. He specifically called for the Patriot missile system, a sophisticated weapon capable of intercepting ballistic missiles like those used in the Poltava attack. How many more lives must be lost? How many more cities must be reduced to rubble before the world acts? Zelensky asked, his words echoing the anguish felt by millions of Ukrainians. He urged the international community to provide Ukraine with the weapons it needs to defend itself, not next week, not next month, but now. Section 4. A unified front of support. The international community responded to the Poltava attack with swift condemnation. Leaders from across the globe expressed their outrage and solidarity with Ukraine. U.S. President Joe Biden denounced the attack as unconscionable and a violation of international law. He pledged unwavering support for Ukraine, including additional military aid. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak called the attack horrific and a stark reminder of the brutality of Putin's regime. He reaffirmed the UK's commitment to providing Ukraine with the weapons it needs to defend itself and to hold Russia accountable for its war crimes. Similar statements of condemnation and support poured in from other nations. The international community's condemnation of the Poltava attack was not merely rhetorical. Several countries, including the United States, United Kingdom, and Germany, pledged to expedite the delivery of air defense systems to Ukraine. This includes the long-sought Patriot missile system, a crucial step in bolstering Ukraine's defenses against Russian missile attacks. Section 5. Picking up the pieces. As the dust settled in Poltava, the daunting task of rebuilding began. Rescue workers, aided by volunteers from across Ukraine, worked tirelessly to search for survivors trapped beneath the rubble. They toiled day and night, their efforts fueled by a glimmer of hope amidst the devastation. The people of Poltava showed remarkable resilience in the face of tragedy. Neighbors helped neighbors. sharing food, water, and shelter. Medical professionals worked around the clock to treat the wounded, their dedication and compassion shining through the darkness. The road to recovery will be long and arduous. Rebuilding Poltava will require a massive international effort, both in terms of financial aid and technical expertise. But even as they mourn their dead and rebuild their shattered city, the people of Poltava embody the indomitable spirit of Ukraine. Section 6. A call for action. The missile attack on Poltava is a stark reminder of the human cost of inaction. It is a call to action for the international community to stand united in the face of Russian aggression. The world cannot stand idly by as innocent lives are lost and a sovereign nation is torn apart. The time for words is over. The world must act now to provide Ukraine with the weapons it needs to defend itself, not just air defense systems, but also long-range tanks and fighter jets. The international community must also tighten sanctions against Russia, crippling its economy and its ability to wage war. The attack on Poltava is a test of the world's conscience. It is a moment to choose between standing on the side of freedom and democracy or allowing tyranny and aggression to prevail. The choice is clear. The time to act is now.